To the untrained eye, these shrubs are little more than weeds, but Fynbos is very special. However, the Fynbos plant community in the Cape is under severe threat. Human encroachment through commercial development and ever-expanding residential needs, planned and unplanned, is causing havoc. The Friends Groups concept is a WESSA initiative which began in the Western Cape in the early 1980s. They are volunteers who band together to conserve, rehabilitate or prevent inappropriate developments in natural or semi-natural areas or places of special interest.
Here we are in Turkey. This is the restored area. It used to be altogether under pine plantation. The pines were taken away and the area was burnt. And up came an incredible array of beautiful, wonderful Cape Sandplain fynbos, where the seeds had been kept for decades, stored underground. Together with it came the aliens, the alien vegetation. Mostly, obviously the pines came up, but also, to our huge annoyance, a lot of Australian wattles, the Port Jacksons.
So as you can see, over on one side you've got the thoroughfare that is Ottery Road, and how developed this area is. So now if we come to the opposite side, you can see that Ottery Field is a vast open field of 42 hectares. And there's a lot of species that have clung onto life in this area. Many of the perennial species are gone from agriculture, but your annuals have definitely held on to life in this area.
As the few remaining remnants of Cape Flats sand fynbos are degraded, and this ecosystem is considered critically endangered, it is a top priority to restore. Alien species clearing, reseeding and cleaning areas so the public feel safe and welcome to visit are all part of WESSA Friends Groups activities.
Good day, my name is Johan van der Merwe. I'm a trustee with the Friends of Jack Miller Park Friends Group, or Trust as well. We got involved with Jack Miller Park many years ago. It used to be a pristine park back in the day, but as time went by it got neglected and people used it as a dumping ground. You'll see as we move along the park there are some demarcated areas where we've got the original Renoster fynbos. I think there's less of 1% of that left, so it's very important that we preserve these areas.
Everybody knows that we are very grateful for the high activity areas here, but the park and its existence is because of conservational values. We can't deny the value of a well preserved natural environment within our concrete urban area. At this stage we've got a huge problem in the sense that there's a squatting taking place just on the other side of the N1, and all the unwanted material lands up within our portion of river that's under our responsibility. We need some more money, we need some more attention from the city and from the high authorities to zoom in here. We have regular meetings with them and we're requesting that they keep on with whatever they're busy with, the re-establishment and the preservation of this protected area. And we have assured them that there's more than enough hands and willing private individuals that will be more than willing to assist.
And we're in the Parklands Fynbos corridor today. This site was burnt as a part of the city's controlled burn by the city at the beginning of the year. See, our crew group that I'm part of, we've been coming to this site for many years. So although we haven't had a huge number of new species recorded, what has happened is that we've seen a profusion of the species that we expect to see here. So normally we would see 1 or 2 or 3 gladiolus in the spring, but this year we must have seen 100, 200 gladiolus coming up. At the site where we are today, you can see that we're absolutely surrounded by housing, which is a critical factor in what's actually destroying a lot of the fynbos, but people obviously need houses. But it also gives us an opportunity to engage with the developers, who are the people who own the grown the land, and to conserve those elements in the landscape which have the highest rate of biodiversity.
When sort of in the earlier days of sort of before there were settlements here, the people they used to call the strandlopers didn't actually live only in the caves on the beach. During the season when there was the red tide in the sea, they would migrate and they would come here and collect the bulbs, and live here for a while, and then move on to the next place where they never stayed anywhere for very long, which is why they were so important, and people don't realize. They say, oh, but these people used to live here and eat all the plants, but what they didn't realize, they were very sustainable. They never ate everything. They would leave here they would sort of graze for a while and eat, and then they would move on to the next position. And so this is why we've still got these amazing bulbs. Right, our stunning Maria aristata, it goes by the very undignified name of Fluppy, blue-eyed Fluppy, which I think is really unfair. But anyway, it was found, it's really sought after. It was found in the observatory gardens, and then a few bulbs were transplanted here, I think about 5 or 8 years ago. And they've gradually just spread. They love it here, they don't seem to have grown anywhere else, but just find this place is perfect, which is just amazing, because we've got, it's really not sort of, it hasn't got its own little space, but it just grows.
My name is Alex Lansdowne, and I am a restoration practitioner. And in the city of Cape Town, the only way we can do conservation on the Cape Flats is with community conservation groups like the Princess Flay Forum. That we bring kids out to Princess Flay, and there's often negative connotations about this open space. It's dangerous, it's not fun, it's not safe, it's not a good place to be. But then when we get kids in the ground planting plants or pulling out alien plants or even onto the water body itself, their perception of the space changes.
That's why you were here today. You're on a journey.
So what happened was in 1998, they wanted to buy this land because it became so neglected and degraded. Because under apartheid, we know that certain people, so it was divided into whites and non-whites. Princess Flay was dedicated to non-whites. So that's people like us, right? The non-white people. They kept protesting, and eventually the community won against the developers, and the city of Cape Town declared the site a biodiversity agreement site. And then in 2021, I think during lockdown, the site was also declared a provincial heritage site. So it's a biodiversity site and it's a heritage site.
There are several WESSA Friends Groups here today at the Fynbos Fair. Please visit their stands. Here's a glimpse into some of the work they do.